Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Guilds of the North. As always, I'm your host, Paul Filio, here with my co-hosts, B. Steve.
Hey, Paul.
And Antoine Bergeron.
Hello.
For some reason, I did you in the reverse order as normal, and it messed me up.
It's a great start.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, hey. I'm going to blame it on being tired, or something, because it's convenient.
Well, so aren't we always tired?
Pretty much, because we record late at night and we have children and, such is life. Yeah, so this episode we're going to be talking about the Navigators and our experiences with them, such as they are. We did manage to get a few games in.
So we're going to know what we're talking about for once.
Well, for once.
Slightly know what we're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'd hardly say my game with Antoine was conclusive of anything. Aside from the fact that we were both silly and it was late at night.
Yeah.
Well, it was more a test than anything else, I guess.
Yeah. We'll get to that in a little while. First up, do we have any news to talk about for this lovely game of Guild Ball?
Well, a couple of items went on sale on the store. Some captain from season 2 are now available in chibi form for pins, and also the Falconer's license mat from Deep Cut Studio is available as well.
I see. Okay.
The Falconers also came in. The miniatures are finally in people's hands.
Who?
Yeah.
The Falconers?
Yeah.
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 Well, I mean, they've been in other people's hands for a while, just not as lucky Canadians.
Well, not since we last recorded.
Yeah.
Well, the UK had them on release date, but I guess they shipped from UK on the release date, and that's why we still don't have them in store.
Yeah, I don't know what they do. I don't understand why it's so hard for distribution to get product in on time. I don't think it's a distribution problem. I think it's a Steamforged logistics issue.
Well, because, people who ordered them direct on the Steamforged website got them already, because they were shipped on the Thursday or Friday of the release.
Not a conspiracy theorist, but do you suppose it's intentional? To try to get people to buy more from Steamforged Direct so they can make all the margin?
No, I don't think so.
No, I don't
because
think
it piss off so many people. I don't think that compensates for it.
And they try to, they put up alternate miniature to incite you to buy locally and at your gaming store rather than direct, because you don't have to support your local store.
Well, except those alternate miniatures are also available from the Steamforged store.
Nope. No, they're not.
Alt Sculpt Matagi is not available from the Steamforged store?
No. And Bolt was not as well, and Piper as well.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Was only when you ordered them through the local
distribution.
Store.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's a good thing. I did not realize that. I thought for sure that Matagi was available.
Minerva was available.
Oh, that's right. Minerva has the Wonder Woman sculpt.
Yeah, with a face.
Yeah, she's got a nose and a mouth. It's pretty interesting. I don't understand that. Yeah, we'll talk about Minerva Gate a little bit. I don't understand how one model out of the set comes out like that. It seems weird. It was all sculpted by the same guy. The casting process is the same, so it's obviously a problem with molding.
Yeah, that's what I guess.
Yeah. It's the only explanation. I mean,
it has a similar render value than some of the Relic minis we got back in the first Kickstarter days.
Yeah.
Like, parts of the minis were fine, and then the faces had no features. So I don't know if the details were too small for the casting process, or some parts of the mold, the milling of the metal mold didn't work out. I have no idea.
You think maybe like her nose was too fine, like too narrow or something, and the mold just didn't fill properly?
I don't think it's a filling issue because
it's not filling issue because it's so consistent.
So
yeah, and it's so consistent, right?
Yeah.
So it's got to be an actual mold issue.
Yeah, I think it's the mold.
She looks like
I just don't
Voldemort.
understand why the mold would be so bad for just that part.
Because the rest of the model looks fine.
And also, it's multiple parts mold. So, and there's no undercut on the face, so there's no reason for it to have been down detailed like that. If it was near an arm or under an arm or something like that, then it would explain it a bit. But the face that's in front of the flat surface, like the body, the face is facing the same way that the body is, so the molding process makes it one of the better part to be molded. So I have no idea.
But you know what? I'm looking right now at the Studio Giralda's like the studio model.
Mm-hmm.
And
the one the Angel painted?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it suffers the same problem. People were saying how it didn't, but I'm looking at it now and I can see he painted lines on each side of the nose to actually give it some depth, and painted underneath, like painted a shadow on her, above her lip, below where her nose would be, to give the impression that a nose is there.
But he's painting production models, the first review copies anyway, so you probably had the exact same sculpt that we received.
But that would also mean that
they knew about it.
Steamforge knew ahead of time.
Yeah, but that might be a cost issue. I don't think they want to redo the full mold just for that.
No, I understand that.
Yeah. But they probably already knew about it, and it's not a surprise.
Yeah.
That's possible.
But be forward about it, right? And I mean, for the price you pay for the box, I think it's still a good value, even with a
face missing.
No face. Yeah. I mean, you do get 98% of the rest of the miniature, right? So
yeah, for sure.
No, overall, I mean, what's the retail on the boxes? About 75? 70 to $75, I would guess?
Something like that. Because they varied, because I think like Ratcatcher were not the same price as the Blacksmith were.
Yeah, oddly enough, I think Blacksmiths were cheaper.
I think Farmer and Blacksmith were 60, the Ratcatchers were 70. And I don't know if the Navigators and the Falconers have followed the same price as the Ratcatcher. I thought they were less.
I'm not sure. Well, but let's say they're in that $70 range. Well, whether they're 65 or 75.
They're 60 US, the Falconers, same as the Ratcatchers.
Oh, okay.
On the Steamforge website.
Might just be with the exchange rate. Maybe we don't always see the price in the same currency. So it might have misled us.
Yeah, because $60 US would be at a 35% exchange rate would be a lot more than 70.
Yeah.
Right, it'd be almost $80. Anyway, that should be over $80. Anyway, but that's not really the point. The point being that I think even with a less than perfect model, I think she's still very usable with a little bit of work on the face to paint in some features.
We just need to know a good sculptor.
Yeah.
If only.
Antoine taking commissions to resculpt Minerva's face.
Nope.
But I think there's still a good value per model there. Because the rest of the models seem quite nice. It is disappointing, though, like I said, because they must have known ahead of time.
Yeah.
I find it disappointing.
Especially when they said that as they went along with the plastic, the detail levels should just get better. And that's not the case. Like, if you compare to Kickoff, sure, they're better. But if you compare to Farmer or some of the other one, I think the steps are not that incredible.
Well, Ratcatcher do look good, though.
Yeah, I think Ratcatchers look nice. I think Farmers look quite nice. Blacksmiths, I think, are
hit and miss.
Yeah. There's some pretty meh models in that Blacksmith set. No, and I think the rest of the Falconers look quite good.
I don't think they look bad, but I don't think they are to the level that Steamforge let people believe they would be,
or led us to believe. Yeah.
Compared to the previous metal and resin.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Well, it is board game plastic, right? It can't.
Yeah, but it was supposed to be the new high-end super defined.
I know what it was supposed to be, but I mean, realistically speaking, there's no such thing.
Yeah,
right?
For sure.
You can blow as much smoke as you want. Anyway, I still think they're nice models. I mean, if you look at Reaper Bones or something, they certainly have more detail than most Bones miniatures or a lot of those other low-end plastic models will capture.
Yep. Sure.
So,
we'll be able to see and when we get the models in our end next week.
Yeah, we should have our sets on Tuesday, I think. Yeah, so in a couple days.
Yeah. Hopefully,
already
the Navigators are not that late for us, but I'm not expecting that not to happen.
We'll see. Yeah, Navigators are supposed to be out on September 21st.
21st, yeah. We'll have to see. Steamforge has not been so great at delivering on time lately. For whatever reason.
Yeah, and plastic is even worse because of the shipping and everything. So, if they had problem with their self-made material, if you go to stuff coming from China, then it can only get worse.
That is true. That is very true. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. We're a little off topic.
Yep.
What was our original topic? How did we get on the Minerva Gate?
New releases.
Problems?
New releases.
Oh, new
so
releases.
So the Falconers are here. That was almost on topic.
Yeah. Okay. There you go. Yeah. I think. Is there anything else for news? Did anything else change? Oh, new app. We have an official app. Antoine's drinking some liquid English there. I see him on camera.
And we can hear our enthusiastic. Yeah,
I'm just thinking I should have had some liquid English too. So the new app. Yeah, sorry, enthusiasm for the new app. Yeah, listen, free is free. I'm not gonna rag on GB Manager. I do prefer GB Keeper just because of the feature sets. I think GB Manager will evolve. What we have today, I think, won't be the same in a month, and it certainly won't be the same in 2 months. I'm sure the developer is taking feedback, and he's probably getting compensated at this point since the quote-unquote official app. So maybe he'll be more inclined to add more features and do some development.
Yeah. I'm not an app player. The only thing I do with the apps is use it as a portable reference tool when I'm not at home or on my commute or at work and thinking about Guild Ball. I reference it there, or to look at my opponent's cards while playing instead of having to ask them for the cards. But also that I only play with cards, so for me it doesn't change much.
I think the only thing I really care about is the icy sponge levels when models get taken out. When you want to bring them back, you have to look at the card in the software, figure out where the icy sponge is, and then add health back to the model till it gets to icy sponge level.
Oh, it's not automated?
No.
Well, in GB Keeper is...
But not GB Manager, which is the official one, right?
Yeah.
That's right. Okay. Yeah. And it doesn't give you your starting influence. You have to go through the cards and manually count. Which, again, is not a huge deal.
No.
Especially if if you kind of know your lineup, it doesn't matter. But it's just small things like quality of life changes, right?
Yeah. It will probably come.
The UI is better on GB Keeper as well.
Yeah, I can adapt to the UI on GB Manager. It's maybe not as nice, but it's functional. So, anyway. So that is that. That's the official app. GB Manager is still developing, though. He's launching a multiplayer mode for the app, so...
GB Keeper, you mean?
GB Keeper, yes, sorry. GB Manager already has multiplayer.
Yeah.
And it's got the spectator feature, which is nice. I think that's pretty cool that you can join and watch someone else's game and keep track of their health. So it's great for commentators and stuff. People doing live streams.
Yeah, we could test it. You two play, and I can check the health and comment on the game on the stream.
For that, I would need to use the app.
Or Antoine would comment because he doesn't mind using the app as reference and not playing. So we would play with the app and Antoine would spectate and comment.
Knowing me,
Well, he usually
I would
does.
spectate and come in for the first half of the game and then fall asleep or something like that. I'm not great at watch ball.
I always like the whole, why did you do that? I don't know. And why'd you do that? I don't know. Don't judge me. Because that's the funny thing about spectating Guild Balls. You see every mistake everyone makes, and then you go to play yourself, you don't see any of the mistakes you make until after the fact.
Sure. Absolutely.
It's so funny. It's so funny how that works.
That's when we need to record a couple of our games again, so I could rewatch them and see what I did for mistake. It was a good learning experience, that though.
Yeah, I actually enjoyed doing that. The problem is with Season 4 right around the corner. I mean, we could do something for ourselves.
Yeah.
But to actually release something for publishing, with the new season right around the corner, it's just not worth putting all the effort in to have it all be, useless in a month. Or a month and a half.
Yeah, 2 months. SteamCon US is
end of October.
Middle of October.
Right, and we're almost to mid-August, so yeah. 2 months. Fair enough.
But still.
Fair enough. Yeah, it's tough to get motivated right now when you know new stuff is coming.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of new stuff.
Oh, before we jump to new stuff, wasn't there a second point in that blog entry? I just don't remember it.
For
the app and something else.
Let me check.
You are absolutely right. I just don't remember. Oh, organized play changed. The card timing.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
right.
Now you do the effect of the cards on clock.
Yeah, which I don't think
solves anything.
Changes, yeah. Because you can still take 45 minutes to pick your card.
Exactly.
And plan out your influence and do everything else while you're quote-unquote picking your card. And then your resolution of the card, okay, I give this guy singled out. Okay, flip over the clock. And half the time there's nothing to resolve, right? It's
singled out and the dodge.
Yeah, those are the only two cards that have resolutions.
No, there's a poised and +1 tack.
But the thing is, you do all that planning while you're quote-unquote picking your cards, so it's really not going to change anything on the clock.
I know you're watching the game state and saying, who should I give a +1 tack, this guy or that guy? And then you say, it's relevant for that guy, so I'll play that card now. So you already know who's going to have the +1 tack.
Exactly. So I really think that they complicated the situation for nothing. I think it doesn't address the problem at all.
Yeah, me neither.
I would have rather have them extend game time, 5 minutes or whatever it is, and just put that all on the clock.
Yep, I totally agree.
Because I think net you would have had shorter games.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure you would have shorter games, but I would put the card selection on clock as well. The entire process on clock.
Yeah, I mean, well, at worst case, your games would be 10 minutes longer if both of you ran to time. But if in any situation where that people are abusing the card selection process, your games would be shorter. Because for sure they're taking more than 5 minutes over the course of the game to... and that was the real concern, right? Is that games are going to dice down.
Yeah, but how do you do that when both people are picking at the same time?
Yeah, well, that's... Yeah. But, we've said that since day one when they introduced the cards that we thought it was going to be problematic, right?
Yeah, I remember. You could... one way you could do it is have it neutral, so no out of time, and when one pair pick, you start the other player clock.
Yeah, so he gets penalized for taking longer.
Yeah. That would be a way to do it. I think that makes more sense.
Yeah.
But is that more cumbersome to gameplay? Maybe not.
I don't think it makes a big change.
Yeah, you're probably right on that.
We're already used to pausing and restarting and stuff like that. So it's nothing major.
Well, when I play Steve does all the clock stuff. It makes me lazy on clock. It's hilarious. Because I'm so used to...
And
Steve
you're the
flips
one who
the clock
clocks.
for you. He flips the clock for me. He flips the clock, Steve is like master of the clock.
Well, because when you do your counterattack, you forget to clock it back on, to put it back on your clock, or deciding if you do it or not, and then I switch back to my clock when you did your decision. So you don't forget.
Yeah, what makes me laugh though, Steve, is like, you're like, I attack, do you want to counterattack? And while my mouth is opening, your hand's already on that clock on my time. You're like a lightning.
Your clock master.
Yeah, apparently. But yeah, it totally makes me lazy because I'm making these decisions or letting my opponents make decisions like whether or not they're going to counterattack me. And because I'm so used to playing you and you just do all the clock stuff, I don't even pay attention. And then I end up like, whoops, that's 5 minutes of my time gone because you were trying to decide what you were doing. Uh-oh. Yeah. So you're breeding bad habits in me, Steve.
I'll let you manage your clock now. He'll be your
all
master of the clock.
Yeah, I can clock myself out and be all my fault.
Exactly.
Either that or Steve's watching the game and commenting, and I forget that my clock is running, and I turn around to sit and listen to Steve, and then I hear the beep, beep, beep of your minute is running out in the back because my clock is done. Yeah, that was also entertaining. Right. So is that it for the news?
Yeah.
For news and updates? Okay, great. So let's get on to the Navigators. They are broken. Okay, that's a wrap. We can, no. Broken's probably a bit of a stretch. I think they are going to be good though. Do we want to, how do we want to do this? Do we want to talk model by model? Do we want to do something
we can
more high level?
We might, first just mention that, we've played, I think, over us three games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've each faced each other once. Kind of a Navigator round robin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I used them against both of you, and Steve's used them against you, Paul.
That's right.
Okay. So that's the experience we have. It's not extensive, but at least it happened, and we played against 3 different guilds.
Yeah, so I played my Fish and Union.
And I played
Falconers. Yeah, so that's the extent of the experience we have using the Navigators. And also,
that was an exciting paper doll game.
Yeah, so, sorry, what did you say?
I said that was an exciting paper doll game, watching Steve Paper Falconers take on your Paper Navigators.
Yeah. And also, we were using the previewed rules for Season 4 while doing that, because all the profiles are Season 4 for the Navigators. So we use these as is profile for the other players, but we just shortened the AoEs by 2, like mentioned in the blog post about that.
Yeah. So how do we want to do this? Do we want to go model by model?
Yeah, we can go through a bit of each model and then talk about our game experience with those models.
Yeah, that makes sense. We might start with the new guild rule.
Yeah, for sure.
Because every model has it anyway, so.
Yeah, that's where the brokenness starts.
So their guild rule, and I don't know if all guilds will get that, or some. They've mentioned like the poison, not the poison, but the DCs is the guild rule for the Ratcatcher. I don't think it will be added to the cards for the new revised Season 4 cards. But for the Navigators, they all have it. So their guild rule is called Precise Calculations. And this model may reroll any number of dice during its attacks and kicks. That's it.
And for kicks, it's any dice, so you can fetch for
it's for miss
screamer.
And it's so you can reroll it's even if you don't like them. Yeah.
So you can try to get a screamer for a goal.
Yep. Which I think happened once in our game.
Yeah.
I rerolled one of my success and it became a second 6.
You might as well, right? You only need 1.
Mm-hmm.
So if you get extra.
Yeah. Yeah. So that is a crazy good rules. If it was on any other guild, it would be broken as F word
as hell.
Yeah. However, all the models in the Navigators are limited to a max of 2 kick.
Yeah.
Which make it more palatable. And most of their attack are on the low side. They're around 4, and one model goes up to 6.
Yeah, when their captain only has 5 attack, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Windfinder is 5, and their big guy azimuth is 6. All the other are limited at 4, and the mascot is even less. So, but 4 with reroll is still pretty good.
Yep. Okay, so
and
do you want to...
Something that they have all in common, they have a kind of reverse Mason's playbook, because their lower result are non-momentous, and the higher result are momentous result.
Yeah, that's true. So all the models with attack 4 have only momentous results on their 3rd and 4th column.
Yeah, it means you need to charge to...
Yeah, you need to charge or have extra
up.
dice
or lots
from
crowded out.
gang puzzle or stuff like that.
Yeah. Gang ups, yeah.
I think that pretty covers the overall feel, overall rules of the models.
Yeah.
Yeah, so do we want to start with any particular order for the models?
Might as well start with the captain.
Okay, so let's start with the Windfinder. Looking at her, she's got a 6-8 move, 5 attack, 2-8 kick, 5 defense, no armor, and a 4-6 influence. Playbook, tackle on 1, so she's going to steal the ball.
Well, they almost have all tackle on 1.
Tackle on 1, yeah. They're better than fish at getting back the ball.
Especially with rerolls.
Yeah, that says something, right? She has a momentous dodge on 2, and then her next momentous plays on 4. So, not a ton of momentum in that playbook at the beginning, like we were talking about before.
You just mentioned the fish. We have not mentioned that, pretty assuming most people know that, but the Navigators are the minor guild for the fishermen.
Oh, right.
Right.
And the crossover models are Angel and Siren.
Yeah. Original Siren.
Original Siren.
Yeah, from the fishermen, and we'll mention the 2 crossover from the Navigators when we get to them.
Yeah. Do we want to go through the whole playbook line by line, or just...
Mm-hmm.
No, it follows the standard for the Navigators, so the low stuff is not momentous. She has an exception which her second come as a momentous out of 5, so that makes her more of a momentum generating model.
Generator? Yeah.
And she also have that crazy good tackle double dodge momentous on 5, which I think 4 of the model in the guild have.
Yeah.
That specific result in their last column, and that's crazy good.
Nuts. It's so good.
Yeah.
And, she also, look at character plays. Triggering I Spy on 3 is not bad either.
Mm-hmm.
So if you've got, if you're going to be following up with more attacks, you drop your I Spy and get +2 attack while attacking that model.
And also you want to do it most of the time because she has a special rule character trait, which means when she when she hits an enemy model with a character play, that model suffers knockdown. So you'll get +2 dice against that model, and he's going to be knocked down.
Yeah, so his defense is dropping.
But it's I Spy and not singled out, so you can knock down people 6 inches away from her.
Yes. Oh, this guild is crazy. Every time I look at stuff, it's so broken. It's going to be so much fun. It's not going to be fun. It's not going to be fun playing anyone again, who's using them, but
it's going to be rough.
It's going to be fun.
You mentioned it being 6 inches away, which also means that she can do it more as a support piece instead of setting up herself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
She can move her max move and do it on a normal 6 inches farther away. The only drawback by doing it that way is that it's a character plays and they don't reroll character plays. So it's a cost 2, so she has 2 dice and no reroll. So still 2 dice is pretty good for a character play. She's gonna hit most stuff. but there's
on 5s.
Yeah, on defense 5 mode, it's starting to be a bit more problematic. So for higher defense models, she probably wants to attack somebody near and trigger it by range.
Yeah. It's important to mention she only has a 1-inch melee zone, too.
Yeah.
So.
And also,
right.
Our next character plays crazy good as well, which is full speed ahead, and it costs 2 and can be done on at 4 inches away from her. And target friendly model gains +0, +2 move and can charge for free. Or sprint.
Sprint, which caught you by surprise.
Yeah, I know. Because I only thought it was charge, but you can sprint for free as well.
Yeah. I was going to say, what's the difference? But it's the fact that the charge fails if you're just...
No, the fact that the charge is a straight line, and sprint can be in zigzag and move all around players. And
she also, if you don't reach your target, as you mentioned, with a charge, she would stop there. But by doing it that way, she can do her 10 inches for the sprint, and then proc her legendary for a 4 inches dodge, so she's up to 14 inches of move without having contacted anybody. And then she can do dodges by attacking if she needs to.
Yep. And then we have her legendary play, Perfect Course. It's just a 6-inch pulse. For each enemy model within this pulse, a friendly model within this pulse may make a 4-inch dodge. Each friendly model can move only once as a result of this perfect course.
Like, even more movement for a fast guild.
I'm just thinking, like, you're playing them against Union or something, right? And they've got Rage 2, let's say, and they've got you in the scrum.
Mm-hmm. Oh, everybody's
where everyone's piled up, so the whole guild is going to dodge 4 inches.
When Steve doesn't forget that rule exists, he could have survived that game.
That's true.
I could have won.
Yep, you definitely would have won.
Yeah, it's really good. I didn't use it the first game we played, but for the second game, it let me do a second goal in 2 activation. Starting from our deployment line, she was able to do a goal on a kickback.
Yeah, let's be honest, Antoine. Yeah. We did 5 goals in 6 activations.
No, in 10 activations. Yeah, we had 1 model left to play each.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. We'd each done. Did I have 1 model left?
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Because I activated to pick up the ball.
You started, and I scored my 5th goal on my 5th activation, so you had 1 left.
Okay.
You each had 1 activation.
Not your 5th goal, your 3rd goal.
Yeah. 3rd goal on the 5th activation.
Okay. In case it was disgusting.
She's good, and she can unscramble a big melee, get her player out, or just use it as a threat extender. There are so many use for that legendary play. It's really good. And 6 inches is a pretty good pulse too. So
yeah. I mean, I was playing Shark against you, which was a mistake. I should have had Corsair.
Yeah, possible.
And I was trying to play the ball, which basically meant that if I scored, you got the ball, and then you'd score on me, and then I'd score on you, and then you'd score on me, and then it was at work.
I don't think it was a mistake. It was just that I had the first goal, and after that it went down.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I didn't have a lineup I should have held on to the ball and tried to do takeouts, so I didn't have a lineup for it. I was really a ball-playing team. And then it was comical too, right? Once we started scoring rapidly, we just kept trying to score. So we kind of jinxed ourselves. Yep. We went down that odd path. Because it was funny. We just wanted to see what would happen.
Yeah.
All right. So who's next up in our list of models to talk about?
Mascot?
Sure. My browser crashed, so I can't see the last card.
I'll go for it while you reload. So the mascot is Wonder. That's an albatross.
Well, it's a seagull.
A seagull or an albatross?
It's an albatross, but it's a small albatross. It looks like a seagull.
Yeah. It's a a maritime bird, marine bird. The right word in English for that. It has a good movement stats, but it has a good sprint stat. So he's 5'10". And I think that's there just because of his character play guide, which we'll go through later. Instead of being like almost everybody else being, it would be 8'10" or 7'10" if it was any other model. Low tack, low kick of 1/4, mascot stats, only max of 2 influence. Most mascot have 3 as a max. I think. Yeah, so I think that's combined with his move and fly, which he also have, is there to limit his goal threat. Because if he was charging, he would be able to charge, tackle the ball, and try to score, but with his limited stats, he can't do that because he's missing 1 influence.
Yeah, but the Falconer's bird is 5'9" and with tack 4, and he can he's 1/3 influence, but he doesn't get reroll.
Yeah, and he doesn't have guide.
Yeah, guide is pretty good.
Yeah, so his playbook 1 damage on 1, and after that has tackle and momentous dodge on 2 and 3. A good playbook for a mascot. And his only character play is
good.
Is good. Guide. Target friendly player model may make a 4 inches dodge toward this model. Note the toward and not directly toward.
Yeah.
It has a cost of 1 and a range of 4. So it's a movement increment of 4 on any of your model. You can also use it to disengage from melee because it's a dodge and not a move. So it's really good.
Towards, so you just need to be closer to him at the end of your move, of your dodge.
Yeah, you can circle around it instead of going straight to it. So it's good.
And also, on the back of the card, the character trait about their neck, which is a reverse love creature.
Yeah.
So instead of gaining 1 tack when you damage him, you lose 1 tack when you damage him.
Yeah, all enemy models lose attack for the remainder of the turn, as opposed to the friendly models all gaining 1. That's really obnoxious.
Did it even trigger in our 3 games? I think nobody attacked it because of that.
No, I did.
Yeah.
I triggered it. I killed the bird.
Yeah, against me, you killed the bird.
Yeah. I killed the bird and I killed their other mascot.
Well, do you want to talk about the other mascot now?
Sure. Sure. Probably the only time we ever talk about him. So that was Horizon.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So this guy, I just don't know.
Well, he's 4'6", attack of 4, 2/6 kick, def 3/1, which is pretty squishy, and he's 2/3 influence. So.
Yeah.
His playbook,
so is the slower player in the whole guild, and also have the worst defensive stats in the guild.
Yeah.
And
slowest is kind of
misleading.
Well, I mean, just from stats. From that, stats is the slowest.
Yeah.
And he has 8 hit point, which is 1 less than the mascot.
Yeah. He does have some plus sides. He's got,
but he has
a good playbook for him.
Well, he has the tackle double dodge on the last column. And also he has unexpected arrival.
Yeah, which is always good for disengaging.
Yeah.
Again, 1-inch melee model.
But it's the back of his card that's interesting.
Yeah, what's really good, he's got Stellar Navigation, which is once per turn during its activation, this model may dodge for 5 inches. Make a 5-inch dodge.
And that's it. No criteria to trigger it, no momentum to pay for it. It's just a 5-inch dodge anytime in his activation. That
you need to remember.
Good. Yeah, again, Steve doesn't do dodges, it seems.
I appreciate Steve taking it easy on me and letting me win.
And the other rule he has is don't get cocky. Speaking of which, Paul.
What? I said I appreciate you letting me win. I'm not getting cocky. I'm downplaying the fact I beat you. Jeez. It's like reverse cocky.
So when this model dies, instead of getting 2 VPs, you gain only 1 VP.
Yeah.
But also when he returns to the pitch, it doesn't need to be in your standard 10-inch side of the board. It can be anywhere on any side.
Also on the enemy's deployment zone. So he cannot come from the side.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
It's both deployment zones, which is a huge part of the board anyways.
Yeah.
But still, that's a small difference.
That's pretty obnoxious.
Yeah.
Because he comes back and you can just park him next to the goal and wait to do a snapshot.
Yep, absolutely.
And it's important to mention that his icy sponge level is his full health bar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
so he's just as good
it.
when he comes back as... Yeah, I know. Can you imagine if his icy sponge was 4?
Yeah, he would just die again and die again.
Someone would look at him funny.
1 VP,
kill him with
1 VP.
salt or something. Yeah. Oh man, that would be awesome. Like take him out with like a mascot or something. Anyway. So he's got some interesting stuff. I just don't see...
I don't think he's bad. I just think that the rest of the model available and the 2 models from the Fisherman are more interesting than he is.
Well, he
like,
has lots of dodges, but...
Yeah, but that's true for almost everybody.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So would you have him or Angel or Siren?
Mm-hmm. That's still like Siren versus him, at least right now.
Yeah, we don't know what will change on Siren and Angel with Season 4, so that might make a difference in our official opinion.
And he's a crossover model.
Yeah, he is the first of the crossover model.
Right.
I don't see any reason for you to take him, especially when we see the other one, the next model we'll talk about. I don't see why you would take him over the other one.
Yeah. Let's talk about her now. So she's Fathom.
Yep.
She has a 2-inch melee zone, which is something you don't see in this guild very much.
Oh, it's not Moana?
Well, she's Moana-esque, we'll say. 5'8" move, 4 attack, 2-8 kick, 5 defense, no armor, 2-4 influence.
Mm-hmm.
Again, the same short playbook with that double dodge tackle on 4.
Yep.
And character plays. She's got some... go ahead, Steve.
Well, she can be one of the damage beater for the Navigators.
Yeah, because she has a 2.
Well, no, not that, but she has a 2 on the 4th column, but she has a 1 on her 1st column.
Yes.
So if you do like the singled out, the I Spy plus the knockdown and say 1 assist or crowding out.
Mm-hmm.
With a good setup, I mean, she can hit 3 damage relatively.
She can do 3 damage, yeah.
Quite almost easy. So with 4 influence, she could do a 12 damage.
Yeah. That's great. On a regular player, it would be absolutely sucky against somebody with tough hide. Because that's not a 3, it's a 1 and a 2, so that would be absolutely useless.
But
it limits her damage ability.
But against a non-tough hide model, if you need it, she can do 12 damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're being pretty optimistic there, but I agree. She's not terrible in terms of damage output for a ball player.
Yeah.
Right?
For a Navigator, yeah. She's probably their top 3.
Yeah, I'm sure. After Ebb and...
No.
No, Ebb.
Azimuth and the captain.
Azimuth, sorry.
The captain can get that 2 damage relatively
reliably.
Safe. Yeah.
And so I was thinking Azimuth.
And it's momentous, so if you do, she could do like 10, because you do the first one, you do the knockdown and singled out, and then with 5 more, so you can do 10 damage quite easily with her.
You're talking about Horizon now?
No,
Windfinder. The captain.
Oh, did I say Horizon? Yeah, Horizon. It's because we're just talking about Horizon.
So she could do 10 damage, and it would be all momentous, so that's not too bad for her. as well.
Yeah, no, for sure. Anyway, back to Fathom.
Yeah.
She's
So
score.
regular Navigator playbook. All the 4 attack model have the same tackle double dodge, so they all have it. Her playbooks, she has acrobatic, which is a 2-inch dodge, and smelling salt to remove conditions. There we have the new range. We see the effects of it. She has a range 2 on smelling salt, so that you need to understand that it's using the new rules for AoE placement, which are within instead of up to the center. So it's not so close.
But technically, you'll have a 2.5 week of floating time.
Yeah.
So she'll only have 2-inch of smelling salt centering the AoE.
Yeah, but their cards are marked season 4, so I know. They're coming just
September.
before season 4, but I don't see them being really played seriously for season 3.
And they're not going to arrive before season 4.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
And even if they were, that's the only AoE they have. So
I know.
Yeah.
It's not so big.
No, for sure.
So,
And
yeah, that's really going to be good.
And if she's not fast enough like that, she's light-footed, so she doesn't care about rough ground or other forests or stuff like that. And also she has a heroic, which is wave runner, and means if she's within 1 inch of one or more pieces of terrain, she can make a 4-inch dodge.
Yeah, which is crazy. Which means she has 6 inches of dodges when she has cover, right?
Yeah. For 1 influence and 1 momentum.
Yeah, that's a great way to start your turn.
Especially in season 4, when you kick, you get a momentum.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I mean, she's going to, dodge up to 6. She has 8 move, so you're at 14.
well, and you use her to kick anyway.
yeah.
Yeah.
And 2-inch
14,
melee.
then she has an 8-inch kick.
And 2-inch
So,
melee.
Yeah. She good?
Yeah.
Well, in both, we'll go through it, but in both my games, she did a first activation goal.
Yeah. And she's also, importantly, I don't think we mentioned this, she is linked with Angel.
Yeah, she is the second crossover model. And she's linked with Angel, which is so good.
Yeah, because she can score. Then you decide if you want to run the length or not. Then the ball gets thrown back in, and then you link with Angel.
Do you have to decide if you link before?
Yeah, before the ball is thrown. Yeah, before
okay, there's at least that.
But it's before it's thrown in, because linked is at the end of the activation. So when you score, it's the end of the activation. So you decide before the ball is thrown back in.
Yeah, that lets at least your opponent prepare for it.
And also, it lets you, if you miss the goal as well, because you can then decide for sure you're going to link with Angel and pick up the ball if you.
Or if you're not in range of the ball, you could just prepare a pass to Angel, and then she activates and score.
But if you score, it's the end of the activation, and then you decide if you had linked or not.
Okay.
And then she's going to be so freaking good in Fish. I think we're going to see her in everyone's 12 for Fish. I don't see how we wouldn't.
Especially with now 12 instead of just 10. I don't see why you wouldn't have her.
Well, even at 10, I mean, she would be she would always be there, I think.
Yeah.
Probably. All right, shall we talk about Ebb?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So Ebb is the
Playboy.
I was gonna say the fashion model on the team. But yeah, good stat line: 7-9 move, 4 attack, 2-6 kick, 4 defense, 0 armor, and 2 floor influence. He's got some decent damage as well.
Yeah, he has a momentous 2
on the third column.
On the third column, which is really good. That's even better than Fathom. His only limitation being his melee on 1 instead of 2.
Yeah, he's also got a pretty neat AoE on 2, where he sprung a leak. Models position AoE within range. Models hit suffer 2 damage and -1 arm.
Oh, that's true. That's an AoE also. I forgot.
Yeah. So I think that's good. And knockdown on 4, along with his momentous knockdown on 4, or a double dodge tackle.
There should be a TM beside that double dodge tackle, double dodge. But
he's a bit
sprung a leak is really good because one of the weakness of the navigators is since they have low tack, they're going to struggle against high armor like masons or blacksmiths. So this is going to help them. So if you play against them, I think you include him in your line, in your 6. But if you're playing against other team that doesn't have much armor, I think he's one of the player you can leave on the side.
Yeah.
Depends on terrain placement too, because of the back of his card.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Well, the front as well, because he has character play which is smoothed away.
Yeah.
And it's a range 6, so target friendly model may move over obstruction during a sprint or a charge. So it kind of gives them fly.
That's true, eh?
Yeah, it's similar because the only difference is fly. You can move over another player, but not and your movement on his base or anything like that. But this one is only it's only obstruction, so it's not like fly because fly you could move against over barrier as
barriers?
Well.
Yeah.
Well, it lets you charge. You're hiding behind cover, and then you can charge.
Yep.
Which is pretty good.
Yep. And if we look at his character traits, he's got a couple interesting ones. So, Blessings of Old. This model can't suffer more than 2 damage from any action.
This could have been called obnoxious.
Yeah. But he needs it, right? He's got 12 health. It's not a huge pool.
Well, for now, the only non-captain model that can take him out, it's Wendell. Because he can get 6 attack. Because he can get 3 attacks and he gets berserk attack. So he can do it. But
what about Rage? Rage 1?
No, he's 4 attacks.
And Ox as well.
Same thing with Boar.
Because he's only 2 influence, isn't he? Rage 1.
No,
Rage
1.
1 is 0-1, isn't he? But he has Furious and Berserk.
Yeah.
So you charge for free, generate a second one, buy 1, generate a second one. Same thing for Boar.
Minx. Is Minx 2 for influence?
She gets 2.
Yeah, she's 2 too.
2. Yeah.
So, same for her as well.
But
that
does
will
anyone
be
play Wendell?
I don't know. And is that Reapron? If Wendell goes through all his activation just to kill Ebb?
No.
I'd say mission accomplished.
Exactly.
Alright, his other ability, True Path, 6-inch aura. Friendly models in this aura may use gliding without spending MP. That could be really handy.
It's a momentum saver.
I think that's situationally very useful.
Depending who you're playing against, but yeah.
Also
like if you're
on terrain placement.
Yeah, exactly. Like if there's a forest or something like that. Because only Fatam is light-footed in the guild.
Yeah.
Again, he's not bad, but I feel he's going to be one of the player that's going to be...
that might be exchanged for Siren and Angel.
Yeah.
Not because he's bad, like you mentioned. And he's also pretty fast. However, he doesn't have the free dodge that the other models have.
Yeah, exactly.
Possible dodge that the other model have. And even his playbook is less dodgy. He has 1 dodge on 2 and his 2 dodge on 4, so... He's fast with a 9 sprint / charge. But, So overall, he's not bad. It's just the other models are so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just depends on what you're playing into, right? Yeah. Which is interesting. It's going to make it, make you make some choices. It's some good strategic choices.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind that. I think it's good model design.
Yeah, I think so.
And I just realized at least if you decide to pick up the fish models that are crossover, at least they're all in the same box. Because I think that was a problem for some of the guilds. Is it the case of the hunters? The two crossover models are in the two different hunter boxes?
Yes.
But weren't the two models available in the launch kit?
Well, they're available.
But there's only two, yeah, that's for sure. And depends how they're...
how you do the price support, and if you
that's true. It's
tournament.
the cards that everybody gets, not the models.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Yeah. The only one where everyone gets the models is the...
it's lucky for the...
The lucky, yeah.
For the Escalation League.
Yeah, thank you. I was trying to think of the word for escalation.
Yeah, that's true. So, they're not easily available. Or you get the old Fisherman Star, which has Shark, Siren, and Angel. That's what I have, so... I don't have a full Fisherman Guild, and I don't plan on getting one, but at least I have the two crossover model already.
The two crossovers.
So that's why I'm getting the Navigators. I'll have the full playable guilds right there.
And those starter will probably go cheap soon if stores.
Oh yes, for sure. If you're, I think they're about $30 on Amazon. Hard to find.
Yeah. So, and last but not least, the big guy.
No. Yeah.
The big guy.
Yeah, Azimuth. So, Maui.
Yeah.
So 5'7", 2-inch melee zone, important to mention. 5'7", 6 tack, 2/6 kick, 4 defense, no armor, 2/3 influence. He's got a playbook as opposed to just 4. He's actually got like 6 columns.
Because he's stack 6.
Defense 4 on a big guy. That's already good.
Well, but no armor. Good. Usually we see armor on the big guys. Usually they're 3/1 or 2/2.
I don't know.
Oh no, 4/0 with 18 health is quite good.
Boar is 3/0.
Ghast is 3/1.
Is 2/0, isn't he?
Yeah, Stave is 2/0.
Yeah.
Brick is 2/2. Scourge is 3/0.
Yeah, so he's on the better side defensively compared to most big guys. He's probably not the better stats wise base, but he's on the higher side at least.
Yeah.
This playbook is awesome.
Yeah.
Knockdown on 2.
Yeah. Disarm on 3.
Well, disarm or net. And a dodge.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, both trigger.
And then Momentous 2. And he has a Momentous 3 as well on the last column.
Yeah, on 6.
He's the only non-mascot player to not have the trademark double dodge tackle.
But he doesn't need it.
He still have a tackle and he still have dodges, so it's not that bad.
And he has a double push as well.
Yeah.
And he has 2 character play, like we mentioned. He has Disarm, which we've seen on Harriet and also on Ferrite. So you suffer a -2 tack, which is pretty good.
Mm-hmm. It's very good.
But you have also Net, which is even better.
Yes.
Which is target enemy model suffers the knockdown condition.
And it's a 4-inch range.
Exactly. So another range knockdown.
That's triggered on character plays also.
And this one is not once per turn.
No, so you can drop a lot of people down. Either free up your...
and you can do it on a counterattack as well.
Yeah, or do it on a counterattack, or... There's so many options. And speaking of counterattack...
Well,
yeah,
he has close control, so try getting the ball off him is going to be rough.
Yeah.
Because, he's 4/0, 2-inch melee, but if only he had some other rules to help him out keeping the ball, right?
Yeah. So the first one is poise. So he does counterattack for free once per turn. And the second one is crazy good.
Gladiator. Yeah.
Yeah, so when he declares a counterattack, it gains +1 defense for the duration of the enemy attack. So it goes to a 5-0.
Yeah. So if he's in cover, 5-0, and you don't want to charge this guy because your defensive stance counterattack, you're 6-0.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah, and after that, he can start attack you, and he has such good options.
Well, he's gonna knock you down for sure.
They can either knock you down on 2, or if you were only charging, he's gonna knock another player down if he wants.
Exactly. Because odds are, if he's charging you, he's on 6s, so you might not knock him down or pushing or anything else. So he's gonna knock somebody else down.
Yeah.
He is miserable to play against.
He's really good. He's gonna be in the 6 all the time.
Yeah. And it's just, it's another model with 2-inch melee, right?
Yeah.
Which the team doesn't have a ton of.
Yep.
And he can do damage.
He's not too slow, being 5'7", so 5'7" plus the 2 inches dodge. 2 inches melee. Doesn't make him to be that fast. However, you combine him with Wonder and his guide. In both games, that's what I did, so... Oh, now he's farther up the field than you thought he would be.
Yeah,
and he reached whatever he wants. Yeah. So that's it for all models.
So overall,
they're a scoring team.
Yeah, obviously they're a scoring team. I think they're going to be highly effective, especially with their great options out of the fish. I mean, if we look at some of the other guilds, their options have not been great for the crossover models. You know, if you look at Rat Catchers, was it Bonesaw and Vet Graves?
Yeah.
Vet Graves, I think, is decent.
No, Vet Graves is okay with Ratcatcher because you can do the Snag Digger and Grave Digger, so that's
what I'm saying. I think he's a decent model in their lineup.
And he provide them with a knockdown that they don't have.
Mm-hmm. Bonesaw, on the other hand, doesn't really fit. Much like he doesn't really fit in the Morticians.
I think he fits more in Ratcatchers than Morticians, though.
Yes, that's true.
But he still doesn't really fit. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
And Falconers, we have Egret and Vet Ern.
Yeah, which no one will ever take Egret, but Vet Ern will be in every list.
Yeah, for sure. Egret depend on how she looks in season 4, but as is, Matagi does what she does better, I think. Well, she has a better gold threat and a bit more dodges because when she damages, she dodges, but still, Matagi does bleed and provides you with an area, and he's 5-0, so he's harder to hit.
Yeah.
And he can attack from range, which doesn't happen on Egret yet.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say this is the Navigators episode, Steve.
I know.
Back on target.
Yeah, so they're good, and the 2 models that they get, Angel and Siren, are both good, and they do.
Especially with the Link.
Yeah, they fit really well within the Navigator scheme.
Absolutely.
So, I think Horizon and Ebb will switch out. Well, at least one of them will switch out for either a Siren or Angel, depending on which guild you're playing. Maybe both, but I don't see the other players, Azimuth and Fathom, being switched out ever.
No, that would be silly.
Yeah, and I don't think you would play without Azimuth as well. So
no. So there you go.
So if you had to rate them 1 to 10. I don't believe in really rating against other guilds because it all depends on the matchup, depends on the player lineups, whatever. But I'd probably give them a solid 8. All around, kind of. I think they're above average.
I think that
they're not. Go ahead.
Compared to the other minor guilds so far we've seen, I think these are the most competitive minor guild.
Yeah, I'll grant you that. I agree with you 100% there. But they are very focused on one thing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I think.
So they won't go for 6 takeouts.
Yeah.
The game is going really, really bad. It's what you plan. If it's that's what's your plan.
Yeah. I think
they can do it too.
They could. Yeah. But it's not really what they want to do, I don't think.
I know you're aiming for 3-0. I mean, 3 goals and no takeout. But I mean, if things...
Well, if a takeout presents itself, that's fine. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I know you know, who were we talking about that you were like, you know, it's 10 points of damage a turn in theory if you full load them and they,
Was Windfinder. Windfinder could do 10 or 12, depending if you do the single loud or not.
And both Ebb and Fathom can probably do at least 8, maybe 12.
Yeah.
If they have the support and can wrap, they'll do 12. If not, they'll do 8. Or at least Ebb does it momentously.
That's true.
Yeah. And Azimuth will do damage. The big drawback there is, do you do damage or do you set up a goal? Like, in the game I've played, both time Azimuth could do a kill, but both time I didn't go for the kill and just helped the goal in the next activation instead. Was planning, because the kill would have given me 2 points, but then I would probably not have been able to do the goal after that. Mm-hmm. So I would have to go for a second kill, and that second kill would have been difficult, I think.
Yeah, then you're drawing out the game, right?
Yeah.
Because you only have so many activations in one turn to try to do that kill. And at 2 or 3 points of damage per attack, it's going to take a solid 4 or 5 attacks.
Yeah, and the 2 games I played were against pretty light opponent, like Fishermen and Falconeers. They're not tough. They're not tough.
Yeah. No. Well,
that's like, if you're trying to take out, like, I don't know, Vet Fangtooth with his 22 boxes.
Yeah, that
or Benediction.
That won't happen.
Was he got 20 boxes at 2 armor?
Yeah, you need to score.
Azimuth can do damage, but he's limited to 3 influence. So he would need to have the free charge from Windfinder and some setup to be able to wrap to start doing something, because if not, he's going to do 6 or 9, and that's it. So
which is still good.
It's good, but
I'm not knocking that. But
it's not enough.
That's not enough to kill bricks.
Fair enough.
So,
all right.
Yeah. Any personal comments? So you scored him an 8.
Oh
yeah.
If I would give it a ranking, I'm not sure. Probably around that, like 7, 8.
Yeah, I'll go for a 10 one to play.
Yeah, I think they'd be higher if they had more flexibility, but because of the limited player base and because all their players kind of want to do the same thing.
Yeah, they're so focused. If you're able, like a team with a bunch of close control model 2 inches will give them more work to do to be able to do what they want. And that's going to be difficult. A team with armor, and in Ultra games we played, it was not the case. So
yeah, that's true.
I don't think we played easy matchups for them, but we didn't play the hardest.
That's true. Steve didn't play Blacksmiths or something, right?
Yeah.
Who did he play into?
We played Fishermen, Falconeers, and Union.
Oh, he played Falconers in too. That's right.
So, for me, I say 10-1 to play just because I've been playing Butchers since the release of the game. And I've wanted a goal-scoring team as a change. I tried to do that with Union. Didn't really catch with the playstyle at the end of Season 1. Got some engineers to try to do that, but they're more of a mixed team.
Yeah.
And they're really complicated, and I'm not good on clock. I'm already not good on clock with my Butchers that I know almost by heart. So having a pure goal team and they are as pure as it gets, I think, makes for so much of a difference in play style and play speed. I really loved my 2 games.
Yeah, we could tell you were grinning from ear to ear the whole time. Yeah, I think
for a game, for a guild,
be tough for a lot of people.
Go for it, Paul.
Well, I think they're going to be tough for a lot of people to play against because they're so slippery.
Mm-hmm.
I think once you get to know the models, it won't be so bad because you'll lock them in.
Yeah, and you'll know which one can dodge away. They can't all do that.
Yeah.
Specific ones can. and the bird can help them. So you'll be able to know which one can get away or not, and which one you can lock, and which one you should just not care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else we'd like to add to this little review of ours?
Well, September 21st, plus, because we know it's going to be late, can't get here soon enough. I almost doesn't want to play my butcher until they come.
I still have the paper doll.
So. Yeah, Guild Ball is on the back burner for me until they come in.
No, you should play Engineers against me. That way I actually stand a chance of winning.
Yeah.
Because I can't beat your butchers, and I certainly ain't going to be able to beat you with these guys, at least not for a while.
We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. All right. Steve, do you have any thoughts?
Well, they're really good, and I need to, if I play them again, I need to remember that they have dodges, because I'm not used to play with a team with so many dodges.
You play Hunters, that's not true. You have Back to Shadows and a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, but
you just forget them.
Shenanigans.
But most of the dodges are in my playbook or end of activation and stuff like that. Like even when I'm playing Scalpel or Second Wind, and it's almost out of end of activation. I'm not used with in activation, and I need to remember that they have a legendary play as well.
Yeah, I hear it helps.
Because I've been playing too much Tehran. I forget people have legendary play. Because the Ron doesn't have a legendary play.
The Ron doesn't need a legendary play. That jerk.
The Ron plants the forest.
I have nightmares about that team. Anyway. Alright, guys. I think that's it. We're kind of
rambling.
Just running around in circles now. So thanks very much for being on, and I'll see you next time.
Bye, Paul.
And that's what the Navigators will. They will run around in circles against your player. Bye, geeks.
Thanks for listening to Geeks of the North. If you want to contact us, you can email us at geeksofthenorth@gmail.com. Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/geeksofthenorth, or follow us on Twitter at Geeks of the North. You can follow me, Paul, at PRFilio, Antoine at Eltonio Berg, Steve at B_Steve, and if you really feel the need, I guess you can follow Yom. He's at Yomasta. Breaks and outro music by Ladrav. You can listen to them at ladrav.bandcamp.com. See you next time, geeks.
Thank you for checking out a United Geeks Network family member. If you enjoyed it and are looking for other online media with a geek culture slant, head over to UnitedGeeksNetwork.com, where you will find Almost Podcast, a fan-driven companion podcast for the Almost Human television show. The United Geeks Network. You can broadcast your geekiness at UnitedGeeksNetwork.com.